Eating everyone. Uh, so if you saw last week's video, I did a primer on the band Yes, and tonight I decided to do another video on Yes. I'm gonna be ranking all of their studio albums from worst to first, and they did. If you count both Keys to Ascension 1 and 2, they made 21 albums. I don't know if this is a dumb decision or not, but I'm gonna combine the two Keys to Ascensions, the studio tracks, into one album. That's pretty much its Key Studio. You know, that the compilation where it's just the studio tracks from Keys to Ascension 1 and 2. I mean, the rest of it's just live versions of old songs. But yeah, there'll be an even 20 albums on this list. So it was sort of hard to come up with it, but not too hard. One of the hardest parts is what's my least favorite, and I still don't know for sure. Well, let's face it, 20 and 19 are Big Generator, and sorry if you like this, but even though it is a good album in a lot of ways, it's not terrible. Heaven and Earth. I mean, the music's way better on Heaven and Earth. I mean, it's way more progressive sounding. Big Generator had an overbearing 80s synth pop sound to it, and it ruined it. Big Generator isn't that good of an album. There's probably 3 songs I really liked on it, and it happened to be the last 3 songs on it. The rest of the first 5 or so songs, don't care much for. Heaven and Earth isn't too bad of an album. It's just not something. It wouldn't never be close to my favorites. I don't see that ever happening. Of course, there are people who do like it, which that's good. That's a good thing. I mean, I'd much rather listen to Heaven and Earth any day over Genesis Calling All Stations with Ray Wilson singing. Yeah, that album's terrible, but Heaven and Earth isn't terrible. It's all right. The guy's singing isn't terrible. It sounds a bit young. It sounds like a cover, almost sounds like a cover singer doing Yes, but I don't know. Those are my 2 bottom ones. I don't know which one's better or which one's worse. Maybe Big Generator's the worst one, I don't know. But either one of those 2. And number 18, I hate to put this at 18 because it's a pretty decent album. Fly From Here. This has some good progressive music on it. Especially the first big suit thing that's at the beginning. That's divided in however many parts. Well, it's 5, 6 parts, I don't know. But the Fly From Here suit, that's really good. It's better than anything on Big Generator, anything. And on Heaven and Earth. But yeah, it's way better than anything on Big Generator. I mean, this suit's pretty good. It has all the band members shine on their instruments in it. It's good, and there's nothing wrong with it. The rest of the songs on it are pretty decent. Not too great, but not bad either by any means. This is a good album, I think. It's far better than Big Generator. Yeah, I do like this. This is an album I'd probably go back to quite a bit, actually. More than, I mean, I will go back to Heaven and Earth quite a bit more times. Maybe it'll move up a little bit, but as for now, I like Fly From Here better, because it has that pretty awesome suit at the beginning of it, or suite, however you want to say it. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. So, Fly From Here, I like this album. I do like this. I wish I could rate it higher. And yeah, I like this guy's voice too. Once you become a bigger fan of Yes, you start to be more forgiving towards the last two albums. I mean, everyone likes drama. I mean, what Yes fan doesn't like drama? But yeah, I'm going on too much about this. Fly From Here, good album. So is Heaven and Earth. I mean, it's not bad. It's a shame I can't put them higher, but anyway, that's 18, 17. Yeah, I guess 17 would be, ooh. The next two, it's hard. I mean, Union and Open Your Eyes. I mean, I probably enjoyed Union a bit more than Open Your Eyes, but Union has a whole load of session musicians. It's like a total lie. It's not really a union. There's so many session musicians on this playing guitar parts. Like, they cover up Steve Howe's guitar parts, Rick Wakeman's keyboards, and because of that, I might put it 17 and put Open Your Eyes 16. Open Your Eyes, it's not quite as terrible as people say it is. Neither is Union, music-wise, song-wise. It's not one of the best ones. It's not awesome. I mean, I don't know. I might like Fly From Here better at some days. I might like it better, actually. But yeah, that's the whole 16 to 20 craziness that I couldn't put in order. 15, which also was hard to determine, was 90125. For a little bit I said, it's probably like 16 to 20, but it's not that terrible of an album. It's way better than Big Generator. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Owner of a Lonely Heart, but it has other good songs on it. Like, Hold On is alright, It Can Happen, you know, Cinema, Two Hearts Are Better Than One. Yeah, it's decent. It's not terrible. It's not just a random pop album either. There's some progressiveness in it. Fly From Here might be better. I don't know. It depends if I want to hear John Anderson. I mean, something that sort of brings this album down a slight bit is, come on, it's missing two really big members. No Howe, no Wakeman. Hold on a second. But Rabin, or Rabin, however you say his name, he wasn't terrible. Yeah, I was just letting my cat in. So anyway, hey, come look at the camera. Here, Anyway, 90125 is pretty decent. Ah, there she is. Yeah, that's 15. 14. 14, I think I would put magnification at 14. This was a pretty interesting one, wasn't it? No keyboards. A Yes album without keyboards? Are you out of your mind? Well, they worked it out pretty well, actually, with the orchestra accompanying them, replacing the keyboards. You thought that's mutiny. No keyboards and Yes? Well, I thought it was a pretty good attempt, and it was the last one with John Anderson too. And Squire does some vocals on it too on one of the songs, and that was nice to hear. And I think he sang on the title track of Open Your Eyes, which I liked. Kind of wish he would have sang more lead on songs. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Magnification. One of the oddballs in the Yes discography. But it's a good one. 13. Talk. At first I thought it was sort of a boring album, but I started to like it a bit more after another listen. This was originally going to be 15, 16 or so, but I don't know, it might move up a little bit. I mean, my lists change all the time. I mean, it might be different next week or something, tomorrow maybe. I have a feeling Fly From Here is going to move up a bit one of these days. So, what album? Talk. Yeah, Talk has some really nice songs on it. It's not too long of an album. They kept to that, like, 45, 50 minutes. It's not too long. It's pretty good. It's 13. Now 12 we have Time and the Word. This was going to be 10, but I decided to put it 12. Time and the Word. Pretty interesting as well. It has orchestra in it. Yeah, this is sort of a strange one. It's sort of a acquired taste, I guess, and I don't mind it. It's pretty good. It's not one of their greatest albums ever, but it has some. It's interesting them being accompanied by orchestra and stuff. But this was before Steve Howe joined and Rick Wakeman. And I think that's why people tend to not care for it as much. I mean, I think it's a good album, but you can tell they sort of needed Howe and Wakeman to really fill in that Yes sound, I guess. So 11 is their first album, Yes. Yeah, I definitely got into this one a lot more than their second album, Time and a Word. It's pretty decent throughout. I like Yesterday and Today. That's a great one. Their cover of Every Little Thing by the Beatles, Beyond and Before, has some good stuff on it. I kind of overrated it when I first listened to it, I thought it was so awesome when I first listened to it, but then I gave it a bit more thought and listened, and that's 11. I did put it somewhere like 6 or 7, which is ridiculous. It's 11. That's probably where it's going to stay. Might move to 10, I don't know. But what did make 10 is The Ladder. I really like The Ladder. It has a couple of songs with some groovy reggae beats on it, like The Messenger, which was written about Bob Marley. I love that one. And the title track too. I mean, really solid album throughout, especially for an album that's like an hour long, or over an hour maybe. It's pretty solid, and I love Can I, that funny little reprise of We Have Heaven. That's one of the funniest songs ever. But and yeah, it's a good album. It's 10. I think it's underrated. I think I enjoyed it a bit more. I realized I enjoyed it a bit more than Yes, the first album, and definitely Time in a Word. I mean, who knows? I might move Talk to 11. I move stuff around all the time. I'll probably redo this list at another day. But I'm just giving you a little insight of my taste of Yes music in this video. So, plus I thought it would be fun ranking 20 albums. So let's see, I'm at 10 is The Ladder. Great album, I love it. Underrated. Nice, there's some nice beats in it. Nice Chris Squire. Bass hooks. Yeah. And number 9, what gets really overlooked, I think, Keys to Ascension 1 and 2, or Key Studio. Yes, the two Keys to Ascension 1 and 2, the studio songs. I mean, not much to say about the live songs. Of course, that's good. I mean, it's old stuff. But the studio songs are really good. I think it sounded just like, some of it sounded just like the 70s, Close to the Edge, Relay, or all that stuff. It sounded just like it. Some of it. Like, you probably couldn't tell it was from the 90s or the 70s. I think it's a darn shame no one remembers this album unless they're huge Yes fans that know every album. Like us crazy album reviewers on YouTube that get crazy about reviewing albums like I do. Yeah, Keys to Ascension has some awesome and incredible epics. Yeah, it's just a good album. It especially makes a solid album, even for if you put the studio songs together. It's like 75 minutes or something. Especially strong for an album that long. Putting all the studio songs together. That's number 9, Keys to Ascension. Number 8, we have Tormato, or Tomato. This album isn't nearly as bad as people say it is. I quite enjoy it. I mean, yeah, it's not as progressive. It has shorter songs on it. It sounds a bit, the production sounds a bit different. I mean, but come on, Future Times and Rejoice, that's awesome. I mean, really nothing bad is on this. Everyone hates Arriving UFO, which I didn't mind one bit. I mean, excuse me for another moment. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, it sort of is an album heading to the less progressive territory, but I didn't mind it. I liked it. Yeah, it makes my number 8. Number 7, Going for the One. Again, this one kind of gets overshadowed because it came right after Relayer. That's pretty weird. Yeah. Hearing To Be Over and then putting on the next album and then hearing but I really like at first when I first listened to Going for the One, I was like, what the? And then I soon loved the song after seconds after hearing it. I think it's a really fun song. Turn of the Century, Parallels. I love Wondrous Stories and Awaken. It's not as bad as people say it is, or some people say it is. It's just that it came out after Relayer, and that's such a big change. But and the production sounds a bit different, but oh well. So number 6, which can easily be in the top 5, but for the sake of this video, I'll put it 6. Drama. Yes, I absolutely love Drama. It could easily be in my top 5. It could be 5. It could be 4 maybe. I don't know. Nah. I mean, this album could switch in my top 5. Let's just put it that. This is a great album. I like it because it's like so compact. It's not long. It's 37 minutes. You're left wanting more, I guess. Some albums you're ready to be over, but this one's short. I mean, come on, Machine Messiah. That song's awesome. I see a man in a white car. Yeah. I love that too. And yeah, I mean, Tempest Fugit's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a great album. It didn't take me long to really appreciate it. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Again, it could easily be 5. But and it's one of my favorite covers. I love the cover. Yeah, I like Trevor Horn as a Yes vocalist. I think if they got him back on board for Fly From Here and Heaven and Earth, they'd be really good albums. I mean, they are good albums, but that'd have been interesting. I think he produced those albums, if I'm not mistaken. He produced some of the Yes albums afterwards. But yeah, he was a good addition to the band. I think we can all agree Drama's a good album. I don't think any Yes fan dislikes Drama. If they do, then they're insane. I mean, again, this might be number 5, I don't know, but what I put for number 5 is such a classic album that it would be hard not putting in the top 5. So number 5 is the Yes album. Great album. Yours Is No Disgrace. Starship Trooper, I've Seen All Good People. Perpetual Change, great stuff. This is the first album that they really dove into the progressive genre. I mean, they showed some progressive elements on their first two albums, but this one's really progressive and features Steve Howe. Now, Rick Wakeman wasn't in the band yet, but it was still a great album. Again, I might like Drama better, but for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna put the Yes album at number 5. I switch around all the time, so this list is so unreliable. It might be different tomorrow. Yeah, Yes album, great album. Number 4, Relayer. This one, it took me a little bit to completely get into it. It is an incredible album. I have to put it in the top 5 though. I mean, maybe if I'm feeling it some days, I might like Drama better. I don't know, maybe. But this is one of their best albums. I have to put it at least in the top 5. But I mean, come on, it's a great album. The Gates of Delirium, Sound Chaser is awesome. But yeah, The Gates of the Delirium is the whole side 1 of the record, and Sound Chaser is awesome. To Be Over is a good song too. It's really a good album. No Wakeman on it, but it's still incredible album. Incredible progressive album. So number 3, I put Fragile. Really, this album can't really be their best, because really, if you take away all the short interludes on it, there's really just Roundabout, what is there? Wish I could remember the order sometimes. I can't remember the. I have to look up the order sometimes. South Side of the Sky, that's what I was thinking. Long Distance Runaround, Heart of the Sunrise. So really, there's only 1, 2, 3. There's really 4 actual full songs with lyrics. I mean, We Have Heaven has vocals, but it's only like, it's really short. The Fish has a bit of singing at the end. So, I mean, a lot of the members have their own kind of, like Cans and Brahms, Rick Wakeman, 5% for Nothing. I totally wish that was longer. It's awesome, 35 seconds. The Fish, which features some bass work. Mood for a Day, which is incredible. But yeah, it's a great album. Roundabout's great, of course. South Side of the Sky, I love that one. I love We Have Heaven too. Catchy. Long Distance Runaround, Heart of the Sunrise. I like every song on it. It's just not the best album, but it's one of them. So I put it at number 3. Now number 2 and number 1 could switch, but for 2 I put Close to the Edge. Yeah, you know what number 1 is, but I'm just going to talk about Close to the Edge real quick. What can you say? It's one of the best prog albums of all time. Some people say it is. I mean, it could be my number one Yes album. I don't know. It's incredible. Uh, it was certainly revolutionary at the time. I mean, 3 songs on a record. I mean, the title track is one of the best songs ever recorded, I think. Uh, and You and I, beautiful song. And Siberian Kataru, if I'm saying that right. That one's awesome as well. Catchy and everything. I mean, this could easily be number one. But, you know me, I never put the most commercial or famous album at number one. Well, usually. There's a couple of times I do, but not usually. I think it's an incredible album. Might be... It probably is their best album. I don't know. It's a stronger album than Fragile. A stronger album than Relayer. Stronger, definitely, than the Yes album. I mean, yeah, it's better than Drama, too. You know, I absolutely love Drama. And, of course, it's better than Going for the One and Tornado. We all know that. Good. Yeah, it's awesome. Now, number one, Tales from Topographic Oceans. I put this number one because I don't think people realize this, but this album was revolutionary. I think it's a revolutionary record. I mean, 2 records, 1 song per side. Who would have thought of that before? They're like the only ones that do this stuff. That's about as prog as you can get right there. I mean, the revealing silent science of God / Dance of the Dawn. That's my favorite Yes song, probably. It just seemed like the ultimate Yes song to me. 22 minutes of awesomeness. I like when he starts singing and then I think Chris Squire joins in with a deep voice that sounds like this. I think it's incredible. I can't always remember the names of these songs though. It's confusing. They all have 2 names. The Remembering, High the Memory. I love that one too. It kind of reminds me of the Rain song by Led Zeppelin a little bit. It might make some people mad, but it kind of remind me of it a little bit. I love it. I think it's awesome. The nice soothing song, the Ancient Giants Under the Sun, weird, awesome. I love that acoustic part Steve Howe plays on it. It's awesome. And then Ritual, Now Sommes du Soleil. That one's awesome as well. What can you say? They go crazy at the end, towards the end. I just think this has everything Yes on it. It has a traditional sounding song, the Dance of the Dawn. It's like, you know, traditional Yes sounding. Some pedal work, keyboard work, everything. Synth. The Remembering, High the Memory has the softer side. The Ancient Giants Under the Sun is the stranger side and kind of blissful side too because of the acoustic work. And Ritual, that one has again another more traditional Yes sounding song like the first one with a bit of weirdness put in there. I just think it's awesome. One of the best albums ever. It's revolutionary. I mean, 1 song per side. that are about 18 to 22 minutes long. That's awesome. I mean, yeah, Close to the Edge could be one, but I'm just putting Tales from Topographic Oceans #1 for all those reasons I said. It's awesome. Yes, is one of the best bands ever. They especially they're especially good because all 20 albums had something good in them. Well, Big Generator, yeah, even Big Generator, I guess. And Heaven and Earth had some good music in it. But really, Yes is a great band. They could be the best prog band. They probably are. It's probably Yes is probably as prog as you can get. I mean, Tales from Topographic Oceans and Close to the Edge. That's like so prog. But anyway, that's my spiel on Yes albums. I probably went on way too long about this, but I'm just so passionate in my reviews. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. I might do Genesis Primer or something, I don't know. I might do worst to first album rankings for other artists too. Well, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.